right, here we go. Straight Politicking on All You Suckers, episode 60. And I'm sitting here with Munchie B, Morals Over Money, the mayor.
That's a big old deal, bro.
Oh man, we bringing the people another fire episode after missing last week. I think you had a busy last week. I didn't really get into it. I just let you do your thing.
Yeah, it got kind of hectic with the, you know what I'm saying, stuff overlapping, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we back straight politicking.
We back, and there's a lot to talk about. Let's see here. But yeah, we're on episode 60. We're on episode 60.
Episode marathon, huh?
Yeah, man. It makes me think about Bricc Baby. And someone told me he already took his deal. But is he in the process of taking the deal, or he just took his deal already? You heard anything about that?
Last I heard he was in the process, but he might have put a bow on it by now. You know what I'm saying? They probably got it figured out by now.
Okay, so that means he's gonna be on his way to a
halfway house or something, or to where he gonna be at to do his time. But I don't think it's gonna be that long. I heard a number, but I don't like throwing shit out there.
Yeah, I didn't hear a number, so
yeah, I don't like throwing propaganda.
It could be like a year.
I think he'll be all right. He gonna be back podcasting.
Yeah, he's not the one that has to worry about much. It's that Termaine Williams is the one that's really gonna be. He's gonna be sitting in there for a minute if he's found guilty on anything.
But hold on,
if he's found guilty on anything,
you interviewed Termaine Ashley Williams' brother right here, and today it seemed like he take a different stance. Now, Luce Cannon brother is on the internet saying that he pulling up and he catching all Termaine Williams' fades. And he's saying that his brother know MMA, ain't no way he got knocked out. And he talking like the fake Luce Cannon instead of the sensible twin brother.
Yeah, I did see that. I did hear that. And I was a little confused. I thought I was listening to Termaine for a second when he was talking. But I think we've heard from too many credible sources that did happen to him in MDC.
Right.
I don't think there's no disputing that. Maybe the level of how it happened to him. Did he get knocked out? Was he put to sleep? Did he get dropped? Whatever the case is, he lost that side of the battle.
Right. I could say that word knocked out it get used too loosely. You know what I'm saying? When you go knocked out, is you going to bed. Yeah. Not a knockdown, knocked out. Like, you know what I'm saying? But hey. Shit, only people that know that was in there, but what we do know, he was on the losing side.
Yeah, and there's no doubt about it. No matter how much Sharice Mills tries to downplay it, or his brother Jermaine try to deny it, sometimes you cannot fight the internet. You just can't fight it. You ain't gonna beat the internet. Right. you cannot spin a narrative successfully on the internet. No,
for real, you ain't lying. But he talking about he is like almost close to impossible with him getting knocked out because they grew up doing MMA and they all this. I'm like, man, where was that MMA knowledge at when Cowboy got up on him?
Yeah, that was funny actually. He dipped off into that building.
We got on. Cowboy came up from up under that car like, what's up, guys? Yeah. Old ass breathing on him.
And why would you be barefoot? Didn't he say something about I need to get my shoes, or was it change my shoes or get some shoes?
That was his excuse later. Yeah. He had to like, let me go get my shoes and I put my shoes on or something. Like, guess he said he had some flip flops on, or I don't know, whatever bunk excuse it was.
Hey man, the Hawaiians and the Native Americans used to go to war barefoot, bro. Barefoot, killing shit.
Yeah, you could, man, you kick them shoes off and get the squabbling, especially when somebody coming at you.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro, that was a poor excuse.
I wonder if when he gets out the hole, is he going to be able to stay in MDC, or if they're going to transfer him out. Sometimes they send you down to Orange County if you feel like your life is in danger.
Or if they feel like it.
Or you gonna come back out there and say, "No, I'm good. Sign that paper and put me back on the same floor I was on."
I don't know if the feds is the same as the state. The state, you sign a marriage chrono and then you go back, you know what I'm saying, to the yard after an incident. I don't know if the feds is the same though.
Oh, you definitely got to sign a waiver. You got to sign off just so that they don't.
What you talking about, the feds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so that they're not going to stay liable if something happens to you. But I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do, man. But yeah, he's the one that's facing some serious time, not Bricc. You know, Bricc is just facing some basic gun possession offenses. We all seen people face that. Mozzie, T.I. Who else faced federal gun charges? Those are the two that come. Mozzie did a year. T.I. also did a year. And T.I. was found with some heavy-duty weaponry, you know. Mozzie was just found with a strap. Now, Boosie's about to sit down because they reversed it. Remember he beat the case?
Mm-hmm.
Then they reversed it, which is, I needed to talk to.
Whoa. Oh, so you could beat a case and they could reverse it?
That's why I needed to talk to the attorney.
Not they dropped it and they refiled, but you could beat a case and they reverse it.
Well, well, you know, saying beat a case is another term that's often misused. He had his case dismissed, and then they refiled. But it was dismissed because of a new law that came out saying that you cannot charge a felon with a gun case if his previous felonies were nonviolent. Because Boosie just got a bunch of dope cases.
Mm-hmm.
He don't have any violence. He just got dope. So he successfully argued that to the judge, and the judge was like, yeah, but then this is what happened. Okay, I remember now. That federal case that said that you cannot charge nonviolent felons with gun offenses, it didn't pass. It was going through the system, and then at the end, it didn't get signed off.
Why though?
I don't know. But
on what grounds? That's crazy.
Yeah, that case, and I remember we talked about that case, and we even called Megan Blanco, the attorney, on that, and she broke down what that case was. But somehow that case either got it got stopped in the legislative process, or it got overturned or something.
Damn. So I wonder how long Boosie got to sit down.
Yeah. I think Boosie's gonna get what T.I. and what Mozzie got.
Hold on. If that's case law and it's written in stone.
But it was brand new case law. So the case law wasn't completely, I would say, to use your term, it wasn't completely written in stone. Sometimes, like right now, there's a case coming down for LWOPs. And I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna use that for some dudes that I know that are LWOP. I'm gonna say, hey, jump on this case. But it's not in stone yet. And I don't think it'll be in stone until 2026. So I'm holding off on sending that case to some of the dudes I know because I don't want to get them too happy. Because a case will come out, and then it takes a while before it's completely solidified in the law books. So I think that's where that gun case was at.
That's crazy.
That Boosie was using, that it wasn't solidified, and
that's completely unfair. So basically, they need to not even dismiss a case based on that if the case law haven't been case law for a certain time. Then just make that the law, because how you can release somebody and then they thinking they about to move on with their life, and then you say, well, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it was basically just they refiled on them. And, you know, that could happen to any of us.
On them grounds, though. That's what I'm saying. They need to make sure case law is already locked in.
I think this is what happened. When the case law was coming down the pipeline, it just so happened Boosie's about to go to court. So, of course, the defense is going to say, hey, let's take advantage of this brand new case law that's coming down the pipeline. You got a court date. They want to, you know, right now, let's just use this. And they used it. Prosecutor was like, okay, go ahead and use that, even though it hasn't been solidified yet. And when it wasn't solidified, boom, the prosecutors came back and said, we refiling on you, Boosie. That case law didn't get the way.
So evidently somebody about to use that in their case, and then they thought it was going to be what it was, and it wasn't in that case.
I'm shocked that it didn't get signed off.
Oh, yeah, we got to get Megan back on the phone.
Yeah.
We're going to get her get her next week.
I thought it was great case law. A felon that has non-violent felons in their past should not have their Second Amendment struck from them, the right to bear arms. Your right to bear arms should still be intact, even though you have some felonies in your background. That's what it was all about. You know, for most states, it's like any felony, boom, you lose your gun rights. But this federal case was like, no. We're gonna let certain felons maintain their gun rights. Of course, they had some restrictions. If you were violent, no. If you have sexual offenses, no. If you have, they had a litany of offenses that you lose your gun rights. But Boosie was good. Boosie just had some dope cases. So somehow that case law didn't stand up.
That's messed up, bro.
Yeah. Hey, there's a chance for it to come back. I've seen case laws fail.
And when they come back, they need to bring them back down.
Yeah, I've seen laws fail, and then they kind of retweak it. They rewrite it a little bit, and then it passes a second time, third time around. So, but yeah, I think Bricc should be good, considering what we've seen other people go to prison for similar offenses.
Hey, free Bricc. He should be on his way on.
Yeah. All right, man. I got this article about crime in Los Angeles, crime in LA. And the question is crime up? Some might say, based on just, tapping in with the news, seeing what's going on in a particular hood. Yeah, crime is going up on my block. I remember I talked to American Cholo, and he measures the crime rate based on what's going on his block in North Hollywood. I'm like, bro, that's a very narrow way to look at it.
And the scale is based on, like the metrics is based on what, Los Angeles County?
Yeah, the whole city.
City or county?
This one is gonna be. This article I have here is referencing. Actually, it's the county. So let me read this a little bit. It says here, does perception match reality when it comes to crime in Los Angeles? This is an article from ABC 7 News, and I have a link to this in the show notes below. But according to the data, crunched crime data, when you look at just in the city of LA, all types of crime are trending downward. While there have been more than 15,000 violent crimes committed in LA during the first 8 months of the year, this is up to August 31st, crime is down 17% from the same period in 2024. For LA County, there's data comparing crime now versus before the pandemic. Homicides, robberies are below pre-pandemic levels. In the county, however, aggravated assaults are up by 22%. And because of this spike, overall violent crime rate has ticked up 5%. Burglaries, though, are below pre-pandemic levels. Now, flocking would fall under burglaries, right?
Yeah.
So burglaries are down countywide. In most types of crime, if most types of crimes are trending lower, why does it feel like it's so much? Why does it feel like? And it says here, a professor from UCLA says that social media is amplifying crime coverage on the news, and true crime series on television and documentaries are more popular than ever. If we think we've got a collective PTSD, and I'm not being flippant, she says, this is Professor Georgia Leap, you got to divert yourself in what you do watch. And I believe that wholeheartedly, that we are influenced by what we watch.
And listen to.
And, yeah, all of that.
Because the music, like I hear now, like they had name drop who they popped on, who they had skits and beef with, you know what I'm saying? Like.
And even if you're listening to us, we cover a lot of crime in the city. And listening to Straight Politicking, you might think crime is up. I'm just covering certain stories that I think are newsworthy. It doesn't mean that crime is up. It doesn't mean murders and homicides are up. And if you watch the news at 11 o'clock at night, they always start off with crime. The first 3 to 4 minutes is crime, no matter what. Even if crime is down, if it's up, they start off with crime because that's how they get their ratings. I don't think we're using the word ratings anymore. That's how they get their clicks and views.
Man. All right, at one point I used to watch the news heavy, but the COVID messed it up because all they was talking about was COVID related stuff. Like they wasn't talking about nothing no more.
It got boring, right?
Yeah, but sometimes I used to watch the news. They report on dumb shit like a cat in the tree type. Get up, I'm like, wow, why is they talking about this? Why is this even newsworthy? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah, they got to. Well, I think the goal is to balance the news off with feel good stories. And, of course, the grimy shit, because they don't want to mess up people's mental health. That's why you see those cat caught in the tree, and the fire department had to come get it out of the tree, because they just want to balance off the stories and not mess up people's mental health. Imagine if we watched our news for 30 minutes and it was all crime. Our mentals would be getting messed up.
Yeah, but I was like, why is this on the news? Like, so and so is reunited with her dog after been missing for 3 weeks. I'm like, they got some nerve. It's a lot like really going on out here, and they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, if I was a news director, I would probably balance the news off in a whole different way than we see it. But it's also motivated by sponsors, advertisers, ratings, all that other shit.
Right.
So they got a method to it, and that's why it is. But there's so many channels now. And even if you don't want to pay for it, there's so many free apps you could connect to your TV and watch. I watch news sometimes. I'll pick a channel in the middle of Iowa and watch a news channel there because I see it there. I'm like, what the hell are they doing in Iowa? And it's like no drama news, no crime, no drug dealing, no gang banging. It's like a whole different type of news.
Okay, are the different states I've been to, and let's just say I'm in a room and the news is on. What I noticed with our news versus other state news, whether it's St. Louis, Denver, Atlanta, Florida, what I notice is they don't have high speed pursuits. Like us, breaking news would be the helicopter and somebody switching 4 lanes trying to get on. Like they don't like high speed pursuits is not really a thing in different states.
Well, I know in New York it's very difficult to have high speed pursuits.
Oh yeah, for sure. You got to get out on foot and brake.
Yeah, it's definitely a California thing.
Yeah, bro. Like you know what I'm saying, for the viewers that's tapped in, like look it up, bro. How many high speed pursuits happen in different states, bro, versus here? And I noticed that like I done been zoned out. You know what I'm saying, is like on the news, and then like when I'm visiting different places, and I'm like, ain't nobody getting, everybody's about to pull over.
Hey, how come more people don't take the police on a journey into Inglewood and by the airport when they're on a high speed pursuit?
Because hold on, why they don't or do?
Yeah, why they don't? Because if they do,
right,
they can shake the
helicopter,
the bird.
It's a no-fly zone.
And then if they're really good at what they do, they can probably. I think it's easier getting away from a car than it is the helicopter. You know?
Yeah, once the bird up, you in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
But I've seen a dude had the bird was up, but a dude was hitting these little bridges, and what he did was
bridges. What state was this?
I don't remember what state it was, but he would go under these little bridges, and then of course he'd pop out on the other side. But one time on one of the bridges, he stood underneath there and tricked the helicopter, and then the helicopter wasn't sure, like, hey, which way did this guy go? But he just stayed parked under the bridge and was out of sight. And I think he got out and went on foot, changed his clothes, went on foot, and got into some a neighborhood. But they did eventually catch him because he had on like yellow sneakers on, and that's what got him. That's what got him caught. But yeah, there are ways to trick the bird, but you got to be really good and you got to have the right terrain around you. What about if you go into neighborhoods that have a lot of trees, a lot of bushes, trees that grow tall, and you can't see the street from the air?
They get the dispatch and they're trying to communicate well. If you got like areas like that, the people that's policing the area, they already know that. You know what I'm saying? So they know they set up perimeters real quick, and you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't got on from the police for sure. The bird and the police, like, and then I attempted to do it in Compton and got caught quite quickly. Good, because like it seemed like when I was in Compton trying to get on, the bird was already in the air. It seemed like it was already babysitting the air or something. Like, I'm from Inglewood. I'm used to like just footing, you know what I'm saying? And we don't have a helicopter. I just got to run from these dudes with these tight ass uniforms. But like when it happened in Compton, I'm like, bro, it's just crazy.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I noticed the city of LA does a good job at cutting their trees and trimming their trees that really overgrow the street. Sometimes you'll see the city out there just chopping shit down. That's because they're trying to keep it visible. Mm-hmm. And I remember years ago, Fort Knox, which is the most secure place in America, that's probably the most the hardest place to rob. They used to have a bunch of trees around Fort Knox, and they cut every single tree. There are no trees, no trees around Fort Knox. It's completely open. And I guess they felt like all those trees was a security security issue.
All right, for the viewers, y'all ever seen Training Day? And at the end, when he was on the red end, that dead end street, like you put in your own work around here. You know what I'm saying? Denzel had got shot. You know what I'm saying? That area is called the Jungles, and they got that particular name because of the landscape of the trees and stuff like that, right? Because I believe they got the little, you know what I'm saying? So if you're looking above from a helicopter, you go get the jungle experience looking from above.
Yeah, that's definitely why they call that the Jungles, because there's a whole lot of trees, a whole lot of shrubbery and vegetation. Especially, there's a street that is completely covered. I don't know if it still is, but August. If you drive through August, you're completely under trees. You wouldn't be visible from a helicopter on that street, August, between just east of Nicolette, all under trees. So I don't know. They probably trimmed it up since then. But I think Bricc is going to be good. He should be home soon. We'll find out in the following days or weeks what his sentence will be. All right, man, I got this story out of New Jersey. I like to keep up with all these indictments. I like to keep up with them. And New Jersey, this is just a few days ago. 19 Jersey City gang members charged for drug trafficking. 19 Jersey City gang members and associates have been charged for their roles in an expansive drug trafficking conspiracy. U.S. Attorney Haba announced. They got a list of all their names, and then it says these defendants are charged with operating a drug trafficking organization that poisoned the community of Jersey City with their distribution of fentanyl, crack, PCP, and other narcotics. I'm almost certain all those drugs came from L.A. All these drugs, especially the PCP. PCP. L.A. is the capital of PCP. These arrests and charges mark another strike in our relentless war against deadly narcotics and ruthless street gangs that infest and terrorize our communities. We will not rest until every drug trafficker and violent offender is held accountable and removed from the streets. And I'll put a link to this article. I got a clip I'm going to play, but I just wanted to react to that statement that these people really think they can get rid of drugs and get rid of gangs by indicting 16 people, because next week what's going to happen, Munchie?
Shit, man, it's going to be some more people stepping up to sell that shit.
There you go. It's going to be some more people pop out. That's all it is. All these indictments do is create a little vacuum, and then whoever was on the sidelines is going to figure, they're going to jockey for position and do the same thing all over again.
Yeah, but they use that the verbiage they used for the little press and like to make, you know what I'm saying, to the community, make it seem like they really need to clean something up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we got to let the people know that this is just all semantics.
Right.
There's nothing real about these press conferences and what they say.
Right.
They're not getting rid of the gang. They're not getting rid of drugs. They're not getting rid of the problem with drugs is that there's a market to use them. As long as there's a population of people that consume the drug, there will always be people there to bring them the drug.
It's hard to say. If the dealers wasn't selling it, the government would be.
Yeah, and the problem is too many people in this country want to do drugs. So if they want to clean up the drug problem, don't go after the dealers. Go after the users. If there's no users, then there's no dealers. If there's no market, then there's no money to be made.
You'll be surprised how many higher ups, politicians, lawyers that do cocaine.
Yeah.
They'd be shocked. If you get the drug testing, senators, governors, and mayors, y'all be shocked.
And how many of their drugs are coming from a street source? You know?
Right.
The same people that they're indicting, they're sending to federal prison, but these users, these high up users, these upper echelon users know that I'm not worried about my supplier that just went to prison. I'll have a new one real soon. He'll be replaced. He'll be replaced in about a week or two.
And he go buy some more from him when he get out.
Yeah. So it's kind of like it's kind of a facade. Let me play this clip of the 19 alleged gang members charged in Jersey City, New Jersey.
19 alleged members of a Jersey City gang now face charges in a big drug trafficking conspiracy. Federal officials say the charges include conspiracy to distribute 40 grams or more of fentanyl, 28 grams or more of cocaine base, and other narcotics. Investigators say they observed and documented hundreds of narcotics transactions over a months-long probe.
Boom. That's it. And not a lot of drugs that were actually taken into possession, just grams worth, not kilos, just grams.
How was that even worth? That's not even indictment worthy.
Well, I think they monitored them making sales and purchases and things of that sort. It seems grandiose in the beginning, but if you follow these 19 guys' cases, they all gonna be home within the next 36 months. There's no murders.
Is this a state indictment or federal?
This is a federal indictment.
Okay.
But I don't believe any of these people are going to do heavy time because there's no violent crimes in this indictment. There's no murders. There's no attempted murders. It's just it's low-level drug trafficking.
Imagine all these low-level drug dealers getting indicted. That I think they wasting resources, bro. To take down some low-level drug dealers, like y'all could have arrested them individually. Know what I'm saying? Like the feds for this.
Yeah, it is a little minor, but there's people that live in these communities that are complaining. There's people that have kids that live on these blocks that are complaining.
Right.
So we can say it's low level, but we can't ignore the fact that there are kids that grow up on these streets that are trying to live a normal life, and they're saying that these people are disrupting that.
Okay, overstood, right?
Yeah.
Because you and I both have kids. Okay, let's just put it like this. Other federal agents is laughing at this little takedown.
Maybe so.
Like the other, because they all be in competition, friendly competition. You know what I'm saying? Like they laughing like, oh man, Parker was over that little indictment. Yeah, I passed on that yet, like for sure.
Okay, listen. This paragraph of the article near the end, it says the charged offenses carry a minimum sentence of 5 years to a maximum of 40. And I can tell you this: nobody
getting 40.
Yeah, nobody in this indictment is doing 40 years for selling grams of these various drugs. But that's how it always starts off. You're facing 100 years. You're facing 50, 40. I believe all these guys are going to be out in 36 months.
Right. They're going to be out.
And this was headed by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, ATF. They also had us DEA. This is the costly part of this that you're talking about, Munchie, because the question is, how come the New Jersey City PD just don't arrest these people? It's the DEA, the ATF, and the VCI. The VCI is the Jersey City Violent Crimes Initiative. We're all involved in this for arresting dudes for selling grams of cocaine and fentanyl. So,
well, maybe they bullied them. Maybe the feds bullied them for they you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
maybe that was the state had it and the feds like, man, we got this.
Now, what I don't know and what they don't usually provide to the media this early in the game is that these 19 guys might not all go fed because it's a collaboration between federal government and state government. They usually split it up.
Yeah, they split inmates.
Yeah.
Let us get some.
So that's something that you have to do. If you want to follow this case, the names of all the defendants are here. All you got to do is search the database, see how many are in the BOP and how many are not in the BOP. You search some of these names, it'll say not in BOP custody, and you're like, well, how? You just got arrested. You just got arrested in this indictment, and then you go to New Jersey Department of Corrections, and then you find out that, for example, Gerard Crawford, who's named in this indictment, he might be sitting in the New Jersey Penitentiary. Or right now he'd be in the county jail on his way to New Jersey Penitentiary. But yeah, that's the most recent federal indictment that is impacting street gangs here in the United States. I want to move on to another one. There's a gang in Minneapolis. I was there for the George Floyd protests in 2020. It was the first and only time I've ever been to Minneapolis. I'm familiar with Minneapolis only because of the artist Prince. That's where he was from. A city with a very low black population, but nevertheless, they do have a black community in Minneapolis. And they have a gang there called Lowe's. LOWS. Have you ever heard of this?
Never, but Mike Epps from there also, right?
No, Mike Epps is from Naptown, which is Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
Which is not too far from this part. We're calling this like the Midwest.
Okay.
The Midwest. I would say Prince is the person that put Minneapolis on the map, but I'm sure since then there might be a few rappers that I can't even tell you that are representing Minneapolis. It doesn't really get, I mean, until the George Floyd thing, we haven't really heard about Minneapolis. I can't even name an artist, a rap artist out of Minneapolis that's popping.
Yeah, when I think I think of Mike Epps, but you say he's from a city not too far. Yeah.
Yeah, they call that Naptown, Indianapolis. But there's a gang in Minneapolis called the Lows, and they got RICO'd, by the way. Let me see here. Let me pull up this article on the Lows gang. Now, that last indictment I just read was not a RICO, the one in Jersey City. But this one in Minneapolis.
Oh, Jersey wasn't a RICO.
No, it was just a federal indictment.
Okay.
So the one in New Jersey, Jersey City, New Jersey, was not a RICO. That was a federal indictment. But this Minneapolis indictment is a RICO. It says here, 3 more Minneapolis gang members charged with RICO conspiracy. So apparently, I guess these guys got indicted a while back. And then just recently, about a week ago, they added more defendants. So 14 total defendants now indicted. A federal grand jury in Minneapolis charged 3 additional alleged members or associates of this gang called the Lows, L-O-W-S, bringing the total number of defendants to 14. Now, this one's a little more serious. The defendants are allegedly responsible for 10 murders carried out through repeated shootings in public spaces, including gas stations, barbershops, food trucks, and crowded streets, according to the assistant U.S. attorney. Now, let me stop right there. When I see something like this, I'm like, wow, that's deep, right? 10 murders. Then I download the indictment, and then I read the whole indictment. These 10 murders are usually not in the indictment. This is what I hate about the way that the government reports news. You read about all these murders in their press release, then you actually read the indictment, and there's not 10 murders. It's like 2. So I'm going to follow up on this and give you guys the actual number of murders that are in this indictment. This is just a press release released by the government. The Lows are killing our neighborhoods and taking them down, said the U.S. attorney from Minnesota. RICO charges give us the power to dismantle these violent street gangs that fuel the violence and trap families in fear. Every time we bring one of these cases, shootings drop, neighborhoods calm, and law-abiding families reclaim their streets. I don't agree with that. This progress is only possible because of the relentless work of our law enforcement agency. This violent gang, the Lows, will not continue to wreak havoc in Minneapolis anymore. Says,
but hold on, they not gonna be able to wreak havoc off of taking 14 members off the streets. That's what I'm saying. They cap for the man. They're all right.
Yeah, this part of the I guess the presentation of an indictment to the media is theatrics to me. It's all theatrics. It doesn't really deal with the problems in the community.
Right.
It doesn't really deal with what causes gangs to flourish in the first place. And no talk about poverty, low income, dilapidated housing, the social ills that need to be improved. None of that. It's just all about we got these dudes off the street and now life is going to be better. Let me repeat that last part. This violent street gang, the Lows, will not continue to wreak havoc in Minneapolis neighborhoods anymore. Let me put the name of the person. This is Assistant Director Jose Perez of the FBI Criminal Investigation Division. He's the one that's trying to sell us a dream here.
This week, the FBI is conducting various operations around the country in different cities, conducting various takedown, arrest operations, several cases that are not necessarily connected, but we're simultaneously doing various arrest operations targeting violent criminal organizations. These are criminal organizations involved in trafficking in firearms, narcotics, fentanyl, dangerous organizations, violent felons that we will be arresting on various state and federal charges. So this really reflects our efforts and the FBI's commitment to impacting and reducing violent crime around the country. It reflects the efforts of our task forces under our Safe Streets, Violent Crime, and Organized Crime task forces, how day in and day out we work with state and local partners to reduce violent crime.
Violent groups don't belong in our communities. They say some of the dumbest stuff, right? Violent groups don't belong in our communities. These charges demonstrate our overall strategy and relentless determination to eradicate drug-fueled gang violence plaguing our community. And it goes on and on to say all these things. And then it's got the superseding indictment alleges the gang committed a total of 14 murders as part of its racketeering activities. And it's listed everybody's name here. I mean, these are youngsters. 21-year-old Albert Lucas, 24-year-old Caprice Richards, 25-year-old Glenn Carter. And it goes on and on.
Okay, they got some YNs on there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna request the actual indictment. I'm gonna read this, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna put myself out on a limb. I'm gonna say these 10 homicides that they're talking about in the press conference are not charged in the RICO. I don't know how many are charged, but I can guarantee it. These 10 homicides are not gonna be charged in the RICO. They're just alleged to have committed them. That's what they're gonna say. And I will follow up with how many homicides are actually charged in this RICO. But that's that, man. The Lows, never heard of them.
We have now.
Yeah.
And they get busy, man.
And I just want to say, these are the agencies that were involved in this investigation. This was a more extensive investigation. ATF, the FBI, the DEA, the IRS, the HSI, which is Homeland Security, Minneapolis Police Department, Hennepin County Sheriffs, and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension and the Minnesota Department of Corrections have investigated this case with the assistance of the U.S. Marshals. You know, the U.S. Marshals are only there to do one thing, right? You know what they do?
What, transport?
They transport, but in terms of the investigation, before anyone's arrested, they're there to arrest the ones that are fleeing, the fugitives.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what when you're not apprehended without incident, then they call the marshals and say, hey, we got such and such, we weren't able to get him. And the marshals be like, all right, we'll find him for you.
Hey, well, look, free all parties involved in all non-indictments because you innocent until proven guilty. So at this point, man, free all them brothers, man.
Yeah, I doubt they're going to give them bail either.
The ones in Minneapolis, it look like no bail coming. Nah, but free all of them until they, you know what I'm saying?
Now, this gang, Lowe's, in Minneapolis is relatively new. Now, I say new. It might not be new to you, but according to this report, they were formed in 2004. So they've been out for 21 years. To me, that's a new gang. If you've been out since the 2000s, you're new.
To both of us.
Oh, you can say, because we were talking about the other day about some gang, and I said it was new, and you was like, nah, that gang ain't new. And I'm like,
you gotta tell me what gang it was.
I forget.
Hey, bro,
a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about something.
Like what? I wonder. We gotta revisit what gang it was because like if your gang came out in the millennium, it's for sure new.
Yeah, I mean,
if it came out in the 90s, it's new.
It depends. 90, yeah. I look at some 90s gangs as new.
Okay, look, because a lot of these gangs wasn't Blood or Crip at the time, but they was established. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what's the newest blood gang in Los Angeles?
The newest blood gang is probably Bop and Palmdale. BOP, Bloods on Point.
Okay, how about let's just keep it in the city?
In the city?
Yeah.
In the city of Los Angeles, not Antelope Valley, the newest.
I'll give you one then. While you're thinking, I've always kind of thought All for Crime was a newer gang. It's a newer gang, but it's out of an old neighborhood that used to have 40 Piru Bloods in it.
See, I was thinking All for Crime, but I don't know if I could go All for Crime.
But I think All for Crime is a 90. I think they came out in the late 90s.
But I was gonna say the Weirdos after All for Crime, but I don't know.
I think the Weirdos might have a few years on All for Crime. I think the Weirdos might be early 90s and All for Crime might be late 90s. But do we have any blood sets in the city that's post 2000 millennial?
In the city?
Yeah, in the city. I can't really think of. But yeah, I would say anything post 2000 is new. You going back to even maybe the 90s.
Yeah, I'm going to the 90s when I say Weirdos and All for Crime. But see, I can't think of the hood, but it's in Carson. They a new Piru hood, bro.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Grace,
the Grace Avenue Pirus?
Grace Avenue Piru. Yeah. So I'll say Grace Avenue Piru in Carson.
Okay, you know what? I don't have a year on Grace. Is that a 2000s gang?
I believe so. I could be a little, but I believe so. That's the newest homie, like on the blood side of things, I could think of.
Dang, I interviewed a couple of them dudes too, and unfortunately, I don't remember when they started, but I interviewed like their founders, and yeah, they were young during the interview, so it was a new gang.
Right. So Grace probably the latest, bro. And if we go outside of just Los Angeles and we still in LA County, we gotta say Bop. BOP in Palmdale. But other than that, Grace.
I think I interviewed a Bob dude about 10 years ago. And yeah, but there was some BOP that formed in the San Fernando Valley.
They got the same name but completely different. The A1A Bops.
Yeah.
And then you got the ones in Palmdale, Lancaster. All
right, man. Lalo's new gang for sure if this 2004 formation date is correct. And but damn, you definitely got the attention of the feds, because every single alphabet agency was on that ass in this investigation. All right, man. Crazy story out of your hometown, Munch. Crazy story out of your hometown. And it involves a dude that is approximately just probably, I'd say, a year to a few months younger than you. This guy is from your generation. If he's from Inglewood. I don't know if he's from Inglewood or if they just saying his residence is Inglewood. But we're going to call this the dating app murders. Well, the first thing I thought was like, oh, this dude was killing chicks.
Right.
This dude was killing chicks. But it turns out that a guy from out of Inglewood was luring males off of a dating app and killing them. Let me pull up an article here, and I also got a clip on this. And the guy has an unusual name too. I don't think I've ever even heard of a name like this. Dude might be African.
I didn't get that from hearing the name.
Let me see. Okay, yeah. The last name is Prowell, but the first name is Rockim. Rockim. Rockim Prowell. Prowell. 34 years old. Inglewood man was charged after he is accused of murdering 2 men and then trying to kill a third one after meeting the victims on an online dating app. Now, let me just say that this article and other articles are deliberately not naming the app. They won't tell us what it is, but we could talk about that in a minute. The Los Angeles County District Attorney said on Monday, Rockim Prowell, 34 years old, killed Miguel Angel King, 51, on July 20th of 2021. So it's taken a minute to really figure out who this guy was. After the 2 men talked on an online dating app, the DA's office said, investigators believe that Prowell shot King to death and stole his car. King's vehicle, which contained forensic evidence linking Prowell, was later found a few days later near the suspect's home. King's remains were found nearly a month later in the Angeles National Forest, which is right here north of the city. Then 2 years later, in 2023, Prowell was believed to have met a guy named Robert Gutierrez, age 53, just 2 years older than the first victim, Munch. After connecting on the same online dating app, Gutierrez's family reported him missing 2 days later. While Gutierrez's remains have not been located, investigators found his car in Prowell's garage and arrested him. It appears Prowell has not been charged with Gutierrez's murder then. What is that? Wait, that sounds like a typo. It appears Prowell was not charged with Gutierrez's murder then. Okay, then in the past. Okay. Fast forward to February 2025. Okay, so they found his car in his garage then, whenever then was. And then in 2025, Prowell was connected to another victim, 40-year-old man on the same dating app. After meeting him in person, he tied him up, beat him with a baseball bat. Damn. Then the victim tried to escape. Prowell chased him down in a car, struck him, broke his leg, the DA said. By the time the first alleged murder happened, Prowell already had a brush with the law. He was charged in a series of residential burglaries out of Beverly Hills wearing a mask and a wig. Okay, this guy has been active, man. It's almost difficult to follow this.
Hold on, they didn't say the last victim name?
No, they did not identify the surviving.
It seemed like he targeting Hispanics, though.
It is, but even the first guy's name, I thought it was Hispanic, Miguel Angel, but the last name is King. So he might be mixed or just a Latino with a non-Latino last name is possible. Because Miguel Angel, Miguel Angel King, that can go both ways. We know a lot of blacks named Miguel. That actor, Miguel Nunez, you know.
No, for sure.
But definitely the second victim, Robert Gutierrez, we could say he's Latino, but sometimes I don't like to assume. I know some guys that he could be Belizean, you know. Who knows?
All right.
We want to see pictures of the victim. But what I did notice is that the first victim, 51 years old, the second victim, 53, and then the unnamed third victim is 40. He's going after slightly older people that he know he could overpower. That he ain't getting no 25-year-old dudes pulling up on him.
And we're gonna keep it like, you know, it's obvious that this must be like a gay dating app, because you're on a dating app and it's all men victims. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so they have his mugshot from the 2021 burglary that he had committed.
And he's black.
And he's definitely black. And he has this cold mask with a wig that he put on. It makes him look like a white guy. They have a picture here of the mask and the wig. And there's a surveillance picture of him with the mask and wig on during the time he did this burglary in Beverly Hills.
Man, I think that man he homophobic, bro.
Okay, so it says here, according to DA Nathan Hockman, these are predatory acts that showed a total disgrace for life. The suspect has now been stopped in his tracks because of the diligent and tenacious work done by both the LAPD and the LA County Sheriffs. He was arraigned this week. But what I thought is interesting here is that the first victim was 2021. Then they got the second victim, 2023. If this is his thing, there's got to be some more victims between 2021 and 2023 that they don't know.
But how they find a murder victim car in his garage and he don't get charged for it?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I think maybe the article here kind of might be mistaken here, because the way they worded this, it says Gutierrez's remains have not been located. There's no body also.
But hold on, but he's missing.
He's missing.
But you got this man's car.
Yeah, and it appears that Prowell was not charged with that murder when he was when they found the car in his garage. It doesn't say when, but let's say in 2024, he wasn't charged with the murder then. But now in 2025, they linked him to this new victim. It looks like they're going to charge him with the Gutierrez, the second victim murder.
He got charged with driver without owner's consent because he had the car in the garage. He didn't get charged with the murder at the time. It sounded like that's crazy.
Woo, no, that makes sense to me because there's no body. They're very reluctant to charge someone with a murder when the body hasn't.
But when a car they find a car that's stolen, they contact who the owner is and be like, you come get it. You got to pay for it to get out of the impound, though, even though you the victim, got your shit stolen. But they like we got your car. You got to come to the impound. You get it out. Like, but the people you tried to contact the owner to get the car, you wasn't able to contact them. Then what? Like they just left it at that. Like, well,
I'm confused.
Okay, now if I get my car stolen and they find it, they're gonna be, hey, Mr. Banks, we have your car in Orange County. We found it. I'm like, okay, well, I will have to go to that tow yard and get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know they contacted the owner of this car trying to.
No, they already knew this guy was missing. He had been reported missing before they even found his car.
See, that's what I'm saying. So how did he just get a?
Because you know what he's gonna say? He's gonna say, "Oh, I just got this car from another dude. I don't even know Gutierrez." That's what his thing was saying. I don't know this dude Gutierrez. And there was the LAPD are left there with their hands in the air, like, what do we do? We got no evidence that he killed anybody. We don't even have a dead body. We have a missing person. This guy might be alive. How many missing people are still walking the streets 2, 3, 4, 5 years later?
Oh, you know, that was from that garage shit. They was watching him for sure, though.
Yeah, but they were able to link him to a third victim in February of 2025, and now they're like, oh no, hell no, you killed this dude. You killed this dude Gutierrez for sure, probably. And they linked him to that first one. So, yeah, they're calling this dude a serial killer, man. He's 34 years old out of Inglewood, bro. I was like, I wonder if Munchie knows this guy. If he's from Inglewood, he went to high school with a lot of people in Inglewood that's your age.
That name is very distinctive, Rockim.
Rockim.
But you know, like they go up to ID. So if my ID say Carson, they go like 19-year-old Carson male. You know what I'm saying? And just because that's what my ID say, but I'm not from Carson. You know what I'm saying? Because Rockim. But I'm pretty sure they go get in the comments if somebody know Rockim and went to high school or Rockim in Inglewood. But, you know.
All right, I got a clip here from this story out of Inglewood. Let me play it.
Men murdered. Investigators say both were lured to their deaths through an online dating app. And the man now under arrest and charged with their murders is well known to police for a string of previous burglaries in which he wore a mask to hide his identity. Eyewitness News reporter Michelle Fisher has more on how detectives connected all the dots. Michelle.
Mark, when someone goes online looking for love, the last thing they might expect is violence. The LA County District Attorney's Office now charging a local man for a murder spree, seemingly luring in his victims with the cruel bait and switch. This man, 34-year-old Rockim Prowell of Inglewood, on Monday was charged with murdering 2 men and attempting to kill another after connecting with all 3 of the alleged victims on a dating app.
Bail is set at no bail.
Prowell hidden as he appeared before a judge in a downtown Los Angeles courtroom today as the LA County District Attorney released details of his alleged murder spree. Investigators say Prowell's first victim was Miguel Angel King. They met up on July 20th, 2021 after connecting through an online dating.
They had a picture of Miguel Angel King. He's definitely Latino. All right, here, let me continue.
Accused of fatally shooting King and stealing his car. King's remains were discovered in the Angeles National Forest 3 weeks later. Then 2 years after that, on August 21st, 2023, investigators say Prowell made plans with 53-year-old Robert Gutierrez, who he also met through the same dating app. Gutierrez's family reporting him missing 2 days later, his body never discovered, investigators locating his car in Prowell's garage when he was arrested last week. A third unidentified 40-year-old victim, investigators say, met up with Prowell earlier this year on February 22nd. The pair also connecting online. Prowell accused of binding the victim, beating him with a bat, and stealing his wallet. The victim managing to escape, but investigators allege Prowell chased him with a car, hit him, breaking his leg. And take a look at this security footage of what appears to be a white man, but it's really a masked Rockim Prowell wearing the disguise he used during a series of burglaries across Los Angeles between 2019 and 2021, a crime Prowell is currently on probation for. Prowell currently being held with no bail, with his arraignment now set for next month. If convicted, Prowell faces life in prison without parole or the death penalty. The DA's office saying a decision on whether to seek the death penalty will come at a later date. Mark?
Michelle.
Okay, one thing that this news clip said is that the car was recently found in the garage. The article alluded that the car was found in the past in this garage, so we're a little unclear on that.
Rockim, not Rockim.
Well, it's spelled R-O-C-K. Rockim should be R-A.
Yeah, but it's Rockim. That sound more like
Mama
more
didn't,
common.
Yeah, Mama didn't know how to spell Rockim.
Rockim.
She just thought rock, R-O-C-K. Hey, a lot of moms in that generation were spelling names phonetically and messing up the spellings.
Rockim.
But also the second thing is this can be a hate crime if they charge him with.
Yeah, because they all homosexual, man. He said, you know what I'm saying, this is the last thing you're looking for when you're looking for love.
Yeah, and the third person they calling him John Doe on this on the clip here will eventually get an identity. He's the surviving victim. He coming to court, bro. He coming to court for real.
Yeah, Rockim in trouble.
Yeah, Rockim could possibly get sentenced to death for this offense, for the homicides of 2 people and attempted on 1. And again, if he did the first victim in 2021, killed the second victim in 2023, usually serial killers don't wait 2 years to do another one. If that first one was so easy in 2021, we got to assume that there's a couple more victims between 2021 and 2023.
Probably was busy.
Yeah, but who knows?
Probably was in a relationship.
Yeah, there is one serial killer that is known for taking big gaps in their killing.
That's the grim
sleeper. There you go.
Right.
Because he take a nice sleep and then get back to it a few years later. But man, I think this is a crazy story, man. That's kind of close to home, too close to home.
I think that's a hate crime. And then he got a certain target, like expanding homosexual males.
Yeah, and this is a story that's being covered all over the country right now. And one of the New York Post titled the story "Creepy California Serial Killer Wore White-Faced Mask During Prior Burglary Spree." I thought that was a clever title.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
He going down.
definitely. And he's look in his mugshot that they got here. He's got glasses on. He looks like a very studious young man. If you just looked at him, and of course we should never judge a book by its cover, but just looking at the mugshot, there's no way you say to yourself, serial killer. You think of oh, he looked like a student, or he looked like a good boy.
See, it's when they let you take a mugshot picture with glasses on.
Oh, they tell you to take your glasses off for the mugshots?
Yeah, I mean, man,
But these are clearly prescription glasses.
yeah, they still make you take it off.
Okay. Well, he's got his glasses on here. Yeah, I just took the DMV photo the other day. I had on a hat to the back, and the lady said, "Take your hat off, please."
Yeah, to see the mugshot picture or a DMV identification picture is to ID you though. They don't want nothing to distort your identification though.
So you got to take your glasses off when you get a mugshot, huh?
Yeah, but I'm talking about when I had prescriptive glasses, I was taking them off. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I did see that photo of you hanging off the sign. You had some prescription glasses
yeah.
on.
So like they, you know what I'm saying? And that's why like if you ever go to the DMV, like you lost your license and you want to get a replacement license, you don't take a new picture. They boom. Versus like, I lost my ID, you got to take a new ID picture because your identity changed. Tattoos, hair, you know what I'm saying?
So do you have to take yours off even for a DMV photo?
What you talking about? Some shades?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, some shades.
But you can't say that, hey, I'm disabled and
No, hell no. You gonna take them off. They wanna see. You know what I'm saying? It's to identify you.
Okay, I thought that there are some exceptions.
Shades not prescriptions. even the prescription glasses, prescription lenses, you taking them off. You know what I'm saying? That's something like they might have had them take pictures with it on and off. So when they post that picture, the victims could be like, "Hey, I was a victim of him too."
Okay, but are there exceptions for prescription glasses for a DMV photo though?
No, not the photo.
Yeah, the DMV ain't tripping that hard. But
No. DMV photo, you taking them glasses off.
Okay.
You're not gonna take a picture with no glasses on the DMV.
So this is a little unusual that this mugshot, this dude got his glasses on.
I think that was for the press. I think that's in case you won't be able to identify him with his glasses off. They posted that one. They took two different pictures. Believe it.
Yeah, they got the profile picture of him too. You know how they tell you to turn to the side. Mm-hmm. He's got the glasses on the profile picture.
Yeah. I bet you he did all that little to the side, to the front, all that with the glasses on and off.
Okay,
for sure.
Okay.
I'm almost positive because they man, listen. I had the police ask me before. And at the time, I thought it was a dumb question. They said, "Do you shoot people with your glasses on or off?" I'm like, man, get out my face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was rating me. I was on some probation check type shit. But then I was looking at these little cases. You know, I don't know, Warren County, and they was talking about this dude. I ain't say his hood or where he from, but he was doing this thing, and he was getting described by some gold rimmed glasses. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, so it make more sense why they was asking me the dumbass question. I thought at the time, like, when you shoot people, I'm thinking, like, first of all, bitch, I don't shoot people. And then second of all, like, why you asking some stupid, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm unaware of the glasses, I don't know, requirement. I learned something new today. I never really pay attention. I never really pay attention if a guy got glasses on or not. But I think the glasses in this guy's mugshot really gives him a look of innocence.
Yeah, but that ain't the point. Is if he got these glasses on committing these crimes, they want the
public,
the victim to be like, I'm not sure because he had glasses on. So the mug shot they keep me is without the glasses, and that one is for the public. I bet you.
Yeah, they probably want other victims to come forward based on what he looks like with these glasses on.
Right,
because this is the way he was presenting himself on that dating app.
Look. And the content I did was Whack 100 want me to be a snitch like him. Go check it out, Morals Over Money TV. I called Inglewood Police Station, and I recorded the call because I wanted them to know what an MR hole was. It's an MR hole. It's something magistrate review,
yeah,
or whatever. So I'm talking to the lady, And and I'm like, yeah, and then she explained to me what it was. We could call, but like, do y'all typically take booking pictures with glasses on? Like, they answer it?
Yeah.
I bet you they answer it.
All right, man. Hey, I'm going to be on top of this story. This is very interesting. I might actually pop up at court for this. Interesting, I saw, they said, did you hear the part where they said he was standing there for arraignment, but he wasn't standing there. Usually when you're in arraignment in CCB, you're behind a little wood wall, and you can see the face, but you're kind of partially blocked. But he ducked. He didn't show himself at all, and his lawyer was standing right there. The news person said that he wouldn't show himself, but I saw the lawyer, and I know that lawyer. I worked with that lawyer on some cases before. I might tap in with him. He's a public defender, so he got assigned a public defender that I personally know because I just saw him in the news clip.
Yeah, he seen all that news coverage now. He ducking.
Yeah, he ducking, and I didn't think that was allowed. Like, can you duck? Can you just completely duck and not show yourself?
Evidently.
Yeah. I'm surprised the judge didn't say, stand your ass up, man.
I mean, he appeared. He's there.
Yeah, he's there.
He can answer. Do you understand, Mr. Whatever how you pronounce it? Yes, ma'am. He can say that face in the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, man. We were tapping in with this story before the cameras were rolling, Munchie, on this Tesla and this person D4vd. D4vd's Tesla was found.
D4ve.
Okay, well, this one says D4vd.
Okay, man. Yeah. Okay.
So I have a clip here that I want to play, and then we're gonna talk about a new article just popped up about a minute ago. So we got an update.
Underway in Hollwood into a body found at a tow yard. Workers there making this gruesome discovery this afternoon inside a car they had towed. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf outside the tow yard after speaking exclusively with a worker there. Matthew.
Yeah, that worker can't believe it. His coworkers made that gruesome discovery on the second floor of this parking garage. Now, many wondering who would do this and why. An up-close look at the black Tesla where a body was found Monday stuffed in the car's trunk.
I don't know, it's pretty shocking, you know? So it's a tow yard, so LAPD's tow yard, so it's pretty shocking to me, though.
Victor's co-workers at Hollwood Tow made the gruesome discovery on the impound lot's second floor after noticing a strong smell coming from the car. Police then finding the victim's body wrapped in a bag like trash inside the Tesla's trunk. Do you remember this car or anything about it?
That's why I don't know. I was here this weekend, so I don't know. I know there's cars upstairs, a lot of them, so.
Fox 11 is learning the car was towed in from Hollywood Hills last week after someone reported it as abandoned.
This part of town doesn't surprise me that much, honestly.
People that live near the tow yard not very surprised.
It's sad. It's quite morbid, but you know, apparently that kind of thing happens a lot here. So yeah.
If Hollywood isn't weird enough, then the weird place has got to be weird enough. So it's all just a big, strange craziness of Hollywood Tow.
We get some LAPD on scene refusing to answer any questions about the investigation. Well, information about the victim and possible suspects have not been released.
People do weird things, and we don't think it's too crazy around here when this happens every once in a while.
That black Tesla had Texas license plates, but Mike's giving us a look right here at the razor wire, very highly secured building. But again, tonight, a whole lot of questions remain about this case. We're live in Hollywood. Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
Okay, so initially, I thought the car was towed from a place in Hollywood when the body odor was already discovered. The body odor wasn't discovered until after the car was towed and put on the property of the tow yard.
Right.
Yeah. So apparently this car belongs to a guy, a rapper. We'll just call him D4 for short. And we didn't know if D4 was involved. We don't know if D4 is a victim. We didn't know if D4 is a suspect much, but while we've been shooting this episode, an updated article came out literally a minute ago, and it says here that D4vd said he is fully cooperating with authorities after a decomposing body was found in the trunk of his impounded Tesla registered to the singer. Now, initially, we weren't sure if he was the one in the trunk or if he was involved in it, but apparently he's cooperating. He popped out. He's alive. it's not him in the trunk, obviously.
He got some questions to answer.
Yeah, he got a bunch of questions.
Car registered to you. It was called in because it was abandoned. Got to the tow yard. It's an unalived body in the trunk of the car. And it's smelling, so that's a telltale that it's been there for a minute. And you pop up talking about you ready. He got some questions to pop. He got some questions to answer.
Okay, so it says here, law enforcement sources have told the LA Times that the impounded automobile is registered to David Bricc, the singer's real name, in Texas. The body has not yet been identified. Bricc, who is currently on tour, performed in Madison, Wisconsin on September 7th and is still set to perform in Minneapolis tonight.
Oh, he booming.
And we're talking about tonight. September.
He won't make it to that.
Yeah. Okay, a spokesman for Bricc told NBC that the musician has been informed about what happened, and although he is still out on tour, he is fully cooperating with the authorities. I don't think you can fully cooperate remotely, right? Can you be in a whole other state and be considered fully cooperating? If they tell him you need to fly into LA right now, then I'll say, okay, you fully cooperating. But if he was avoiding coming to LA and using this I'm on tour excuse, he ain't fully cooperating. Which one is it?
I don't know, man. Unless he talk to him over the phone, and they really believe that they got tabs on him and he won't flee.
It says here that the body was discovered yesterday after a foul odor was coming from the vehicles on the tow yard. Detectives responded and located human remains. Police source said the car had been sitting in the tow lot for at least 5 days, and it was towed from the upscale Bird Streets neighborhood in the Hollywood Hills. So 5 days before that would be September 3rd it was impounded. Bricc, known as D4vd. D4vd released his debut album, Withered, back in April. He broke through in 2022 with singles Romantic Homicide. Wow. He has a song called Romantic Homicide.
That's not going to age well. That's not going to age well.
Oh, wow. He's got a song called Romantic Homicide and Here With Me, which garnered significant traction on TikTok. He released his debut EP, Petals to Thorns. I guess that's a reference to a rose. In May of 2023, and then followed up with a few months later with The Lost Petals. It sounds like he's got dark titles, bro.
Right. He might be Gothic or something.
But he's a R&B singer.
Right. He might be Gothic.
Okay. Bricc launched his current tour back in August. He has North American dates scheduled through the end of this month, with his last show currently slated for September 20th in LA. A tour of Europe, the UK, and Ireland is supposed to follow in October. So this dude is doing good. I never heard of the dude.
Yeah, man. No, he booming, but he not our type of music, bro.
Okay.
It sounds like he sounds. I don't know the genre. They say R&B. He might do some dark type of.
Hey, I'm definitely gonna tap in with this song called
Romantic Homicide.
Romantic Homicide that came out in 2022. Oh man, this is it's not looking good for you right now, bro. Because you know how DAs and prosecutors love to use your music against you.
Romantic Homicide is giving a lady to death. No, for real.
Hey, Guns N' Roses back in the late 80s had a song, and he talked about burying his girlfriend in the backyard because he loved her so much. Something along those lines. It's been a long time since I heard the song. There's a lyric in there about burying his girlfriend because of how much love he had. It kind of makes me think of what you just said about this. Romantic Homicide, I love you to death.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, we'll see what's up. But this just dropped a couple. This article is 2 minutes old. So we'll follow up with D4. D4, his complete name is D4vd. That's kind of hard to say. D4vd. He needed a better name.
No, he just abbreviating David.
Oh, yeah. Without the I.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Without the I or the A.
Okay. All right. And the last thing I want to talk about is your boy.
Whenever you start off with your boy, it ain't your boy.
It ain't your boy. Your boy Young Gunna. I mean, not Young Gunna. He's just Gunna. I'm confusing him with Young Thug.
Yeah.
Your boy Gunna because Freddie Gibbs had a few things to say about about Gunna, and it was along the lines of him being a snitch, I guess.
Right.
And let me see here. Freddie Gibbs blasts Gunna as a rat bastard at the VMAs. Now, I don't know what they mean by that. Did he blasted him on social media, or did he go up there and accept an award and threw him in his speech?
If I could guess, he was yelling from seat to seat.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, Freddie Gibbs did a selfie video, and he's sitting there in the seats at the VMAs, and he says, "I see you, boy. Don't try to hide, rat bastard." That's the quote. And here, let me just play this clip real quick so people can get a sense of where Freddie Gibbs was sitting. Oh shit! Oh shit!
But could he even hear him call him a rat bastard?
That's the thing. Okay, so Freddie Gibbs is sitting in the row behind Gunna. Not only is he behind Gunna, but he is to his right by at least I'd say 3 or 4 seats. And then there is the divider. The divider, the metal stair divider. I guess it's the handrail for the stairs. So Freddie Gibbs is sitting on one side of the steps, and Gunna is on the other side of the steps. Maybe I'd say about 2 seats in. So there's a significant space, because you got the space of the stairs, and then you got the 2 chairs where Gunna is sitting in the second, and Freddie Gibbs is sitting on the first chair on his side. So
it's a good chance he didn't know he was being recorded, or he couldn't hear him.
And he never turns around, Gunna,
right,
during this. And it appears that the girl sitting in the first seat to the right of Gunna is a blonde white woman. She never turns around. So yeah, I don't even think he even knew.
Yeah, he didn't hear that.
Yeah,
he didn't hear that. That don't count.
Now, what is this all about, Munchie? Well, let me go back to 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to 2022. When all of these snitch allegations came up, and we can talk about it. Let's see here. This is Gunna in court.
Statement, whether or not you agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Beverly Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
That's it.
I haven't heard that in a long time, so that refreshed my memory.
Yeah, I wanted to.
That was not cool.
I wanted to put that out there because we all have amnesia with so much news that we're being bombarded with every day.
That wasn't cool.
That hits harder. It hits harder right now when you listen to that again.
That wasn't straight.
Yeah. Of those 4 statements that he said,
the last 3,
which one was the most damaging?
I could tell the one was the best was the first one. I can't say the most damaging. All that shit was trash. All of it.
Yeah. But here's my question. I remember when the lawyer addressed the media and he said that Gunna is not going to be testifying against anyone. Gunna is not telling on anyone. And it turned out to be the truth. Gunna never came back to court. Gunna never testified against anyone.
It went to trial.
It went to trial without Gunna. But that was definitely damaging. To me, the most damaging part was when he admitted, that was my phone, when he admitted that YSL is a gang.
It must be stopped.
And it must be stopped. I never even remembered that part.
No, all that shit trash.
But here's the thing. these are the words of the DA, and they're asking you to agree.
No,
so you have to tell the DA. I'm not going to say that part.
No, your attorney wrote that plea agreement out. Your attorney went to the DA. They read it over. They both agreed. I gonna come out. My client gonna agree to this plea, and that's what it was.
Yeah, but the prosecution also has to sign off on it.
Right, but the prosecution didn't come up with that.
Well, we don't know.
The lawyer came up with that, bro, and they both had to agree to that before he even came out to say yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Nah, you can't put that on the DA.
No, I'm gonna put it on a DA because they wanted him to say it's a gang. Your defense attorney would not.
But your attorney agreed to it.
Yeah. Well, you agreed to it as a client.
No, your attorney knew what was about to be said before Gunna knew, and he brung it to Gunna, bro. But see, I think Gunna trying to put on like he didn't know what he's about to come out and say yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am to. You know what I'm saying?
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, but that's not. That's on the lawyer. That's not on the DA.
Well, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's on the client. Because what we don't see in this court, the clip ends, the judge is going to ask Gunna, are these your beliefs? Yes. Are you doing this against your will? No. She's going to go through a litany of questions so that you can't come back on no other appeal and say those weren't my words. She's going to ask her own questions. Are these your words, Gunna? Yes. For whatever reason, we never got the full clip of that. That was recorded, by the way, from a person in the audience. That was not part of the public broadcast of the trial.
Because it ain't allowed. It's not allowed in federal court. That's not even federal court.
That's not federal court.
Yeah, this is state RICO.
If it wasn't for this person that was in the audience recording this on their cell phone, we would have never saw this.
Right.
We would have had to get the transcript.
Right.
And who's going to do that?
It would have came out.
It would have came. Yeah, you're right. It would have came out, but it wouldn't have hit as hard as this.
Right.
And I don't understand why they wouldn't allow this to be broadcasted during the other proceedings that we saw. But they definitely came to agreement. All right, Gunna's going to say this. We don't want the cameras in here for that. And it was like, fine. And how the hell does someone in the audience get away with this? How are you there with the camera and nobody sees you recording this? That's another thing.
Good. It got through though.
Yeah, it did get through. So at the end of the day, Gunna did provide information that was hurtful to the defense. Most defendants were able to get off of this case, but I think some of them did get found guilty, right? Some of them were found guilty. And
we ain't got no knowledge of them because they not in the spotlight.
Yeah, they're not in the spotlight, but all the other defendants pretty much came home on this case. So, Gunna could wiggle his way out of this one, right?
No.
No?
No. I see. It's bad for me to hear this again. Only 1 out of 4 that yes, ma'ams was cool.
Yeah.
That's trash.
What do you think about the part where he said, I was in the car with Young Thug. We got caught with X, Y, and Z, the dope and the guns, but it's not mine.
Horrible. Because if it ain't yours, it's 2 people in the car. Whose is it?
Well, the other 2 people could also say it's not mine. It was in the car.
You should have told your lawyer to take that question out.
Yeah.
Take that question out, bro.
Yeah. Well, whenever we say it's not me, we all do this. It's not me.
But we usually say it's not mine when the other person there and he's saying it's not mine too.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So if I'm in the car with like 3 of the homies, you're like, oh, it ain't mine, it ain't mine, it ain't mine. Now we all go and go get a DA reject. But it get put on the owner of the car as far as California go eventually, but like or if it's out in the open, we at the park and somebody throw a gun, everybody get away from it, and they can't really pin it on nobody. That we all say it ain't mine, it ain't mine, it ain't mine. This fool's in the car with 2 occupants, and now he telling the judge this gun and these pills wasn't mine, and there's only one other person in there.
Yeah,
he's trash, bro.
Look, the only time I caught a gun case only once in my life. I was 18, 19 years old, and I was in the car with 3 other people, and I was the driver. Got pulled over. The gun was in the air conditioning vent that I thought was well tucked away. The first car, the 2 cops never found the gun. They was about to let us go. A second car pulled up. Officer Feliciano. He was like, "What are these guys? I'm about to let them go." Officer Feliciano says, let me check the car real quick." Officer Feliciano finds the gun. He comes to me because I'm the driver, and he says, "I'm taking all 4 of you guys to jail." You know what I did?
What's that?
I said, the gun's mine. Let them 3 go. And they did. They let the other 3 guys go. And I took the case. No hesitation. No, it ain't mine. I don't know where that gun came from. I just took the case. Went to court. Got a DA reject on that. Because I never agreed to the search.
Yeah, man.
Never agreed to the search. They searched that car on their own.
That's the game God, for sure.
But I think that if I would have said that gun ain't mine, I'm also putting that on the other 3 occupants of the car, right? So how does that go?
No. If all y'all saying it ain't Charles, everybody saying, I don't know, you're not putting it on them.
But doesn't the driver have a higher level of responsibility in that situation?
If y'all all say y'all don't know, they gonna put it on you anyway. The driver, you go get it.
Yeah,
but driver going, bro.
But then they would take all 4 of us to jail.
Yeah, but they gonna let them go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could have played that differently, huh?
Shit, it don't even matter. It came out.
I mean, I got a DA reject, but using that as an example, I could have told Officer Feliciano, that ain't my gun. Look, I got to jail. I bailed out. You know what my bail was back then for that gun case?
What?
It doesn't exist anymore. $1,000. $1,000. Paid the whole $1,000. I could have paid $100 for the bail bonds, but I don't even know if a bail bonds would have even took that, right? Because it's such a little amount of money.
I wasn't around back then, but you know that 10%. I don't think they want $100.
Yeah. So I
bailed. Ain't enough to get the paperwork started.
Bailed out, paid the whole $1,000, went to court, got a DA reject, and then mailed me back. Here's the cool thing: when you pay your whole bail, you get it all back.
No more.
What do you mean? If you pay 100% of your bail, you get it back.
We just gotta look that up.
Oh, that's a fact. The reason why you don't get none of it back is the bail bonds person is paying the bail; they get the money back.
We gotta look that up, bro. Laws change.
Yeah, but that's the whole purpose of
bail bonds don't even make money no more, bro. You know that, right?
They make very little.
Right.
But they got like 1 million cases, so they're making a little bit of money off of 1 million cases. So
no, we got to look it up. I don't think you getting all your money back, bro.
The bail bondsman gets all your money back. So let's say you bail out.
I hear you, but I said you gotta look it up. I ain't buying that.
Okay, no, I don't even gotta look that one up.
Yeah.
We'll let the people correct you on that, Munchie.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah, the bail bonds person gets 100% of that money back after the case is over. Once it's over, and you're either sentenced or it's dismissed, or
I heard you the first time. I just ain't hearing it.
Okay.
No, for real.
All right, man. Freddie Gibbs kind of went in. He didn't really go in.
Nah.
And I don't know who did the lyric of that last clip of that video, but all right, man. Munchie B, morals over money.
Morals over money TV. Everybody like to subscribe over there. BT.
Alex Alonso 101 on all social media platforms. We're on all podcast platforms. Make sure you're tapping in on Spotify, iHeart, and if you're listening to us on the Apple Podcast, leave a comment and review below, and we out.